Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So we got On Ice Soul Raids back and we're going to start off by fighting Boss EPI. I think he debuffed her in one way or another with the patch notes, because I think I randomly read something about Boss EPI in On Ice Soul Raids getting buffed. I can't really pinpoint what they did exactly with her, but I'm not 100% sure. So basically she's got a chance to stun you on tagging. It's not going to be a guarantee. It's going to be like a 25% chance for that to happen, and at the same time she is going to disable her special too. Now think about this. I have Harley, right? Harley is going to be able to reflect stuns with something like an 80% chance or something like that, and then there's only a 25% chance or something like that to get even stun to begin with. So if we get stunned here, we're going to be crazy unlucky. Well, that's gonna happen a few times. And for this raid, I don't have that high level of artifacts for the passive stats. I think here I have level 5 Nora Snow Globe and level 2 Thermal Gloves, which I got very lucky to drop. I mean, not very lucky in terms of dropping artifacts in general, because they are not particularly good, but that's gonna be what we use for passive stats. And level 6 Dark Metal cards on Harley. On this soul raid, I think on the main account, it's the only soul raid where I spent zero amount of money to get anything out of it, because usually when a new soul raid comes on the main account, I'll drop some cash, test out the artifacts, tell you how it's going with the artifacts, if you should buy them or not. But for those artifacts, you could first of all read from the patch notes, I mean the artifacts description, that they're going to be absolute garbage, Nora Snow Globe being the best one. And don't get me wrong, that's great to have the free artifact being the best one, but they could have done a little bit more for the other artifacts. And secondly, it came with most likely the worst update in the history of Injustice Mobile, and I simply didn't really feel like paying the money for garbage artifacts after a crap update. So yeah, here I'm going to be a little bit more on the ground floor with you guys. Every single artifact that they have on the main account for On Ice is gonna be dropped and upgraded with dropped resources. And with EPI over here, I thought that the League of Anarchy would be able to one-shot it. It was a little bit of an exaggeration of estimation of their power, but again, I think we still got pretty unlucky with the stuns. So if the stuns went well, maybe we wouldn't have one shot, but we would have gotten far closer. I used Sparkle here to reduce the power cost of EPI's third special, so we could stun more often, because, I mean, in the last part of the fight, when there's only 1 minute left, we're not going to have power generation problems, but before that, it's simply too expensive to reliably constantly use. And yeah, the League of Anarchy did a decent job, but definitely is not on par with the other soul raids that I fought in, because I simply have so much higher passive stats than those. But yeah, that was as far as the League of Anarchy went. I'm gonna go with a cleanup fight here with Manta. I thought that Manta would have a very easy time here, and I was wrong, because I forgot that I get my special 2 disabled. That's nice. I mean, I do consider stuff like this where it really matters, but for Manta you don't really think about it that I'm gonna have the special 2 disabled. I have Jokerized Batarangs at level 8 on Manta, so I need to use specials in order to be able to proc the debuff. So I have to either use the special 1, which I'm not gonna use any longer, or the third special. So the special 1 I don't like, because it doesn't knock the enemy down, it only staggers them for a bit, and it makes it very hard to follow up with a combo interruption. And the third special is gonna do just fine for me. With the higher level Jokerized Batarangs than I had previously, I'm gonna be able to do 3 full hit combos before I need to refresh the poison effects. And that's gonna allow me, even when I'm not in the last minute, to only have 1 combo of the poison effect. And yeah, the damage is yet again very low on Manta compared to what I was getting in Dark Knight Soul Raids, for example. And I'm pretty sure I messed up at some point in this fight, and it almost led me to me not killing her. Or maybe I didn't kill her, you don't know until you watch the end of the fight. I get from time to time comments being like, Sigval, stop spoiling the fight. I don't know, man, I'm sorry, I already played them, I know what happens. And sometimes it just slips, okay? But yeah, we managed to barely kill her in the last few seconds of the fight. Or do we? Yeah, we do kill her. And the rewards are, as usual, garbage. Moving on to this chunky boy. So this man is going to be immune to crits and lethal, and at the same time he's going to have a shield. So I actually regret using Manta to do a cleanup fight against EPI. I should have used Kinflint Sakumen to do a cleanup there, and then Manta or something else, but had Manta available here. Because what you can do with Manta, I can put my level 5 Nora Snow Globe on Silver Green Lantern for the passive stats. I can go Draven with the Kryptonite Spear, which is yet again a free artifact that allows you to have unblockable specials if you exceed a certain amount of combo, and I could go with Dark Metal cards on Manta to be able to bypass the crit resistance, and that would be a team that would clearly one-shot this. But since I use Manta, my only option left is to power through this fight without crits using the Beta Club artifact and the Sword of Sin artifact. So the Beta Club inflicts dot damage on the enemy based on your damage on basic attack hits, and it scales with Kinflint Sakumen passive and with Raven Darkness, and Raven will have Sword of Sin at level 10, which reduces the armor of the enemy, which is not necessarily useful to us, but also power drains him constantly, so he can't use the shield if he doesn't have enough power for the shield. Kinflint Sakumen back in there, jump attack, third special. You're going to see a lot of jump attacks in this fight because that's how you get the highest amount of dot value from the Beta Club. And the damage is quite underwhelming. I was expecting a bit more, but again, I'm most likely still expecting to have higher passive stats. It's something that I usually do when a different soul raid comes back. I tend to not really have a good time appreciating how much damage I can do. I either underestimate or overestimate depending on which soul raid was previously. Third special in there, re-engage the combo. Also, in terms of Zatanna soul raids, we might be getting Zatanna soul raids after this soul raid, and they might be doing it in terms of letting every single soul raid cycle in order of release, releasing the new soul raid, and then letting all of them cycle again, and then releasing another soul raid. So yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think they should be released more often? Do you think we should be able to play two soul raids at the same time? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, Zatanna soul raid is most likely going to come after this one. I think this is the earliest we've ever gotten leaks to gameplay of a character compared to the release date. Like, it's been like 3 weeks to 1 month at this point, and Zatanna is still not out there, but she's been introduced in the game for such a long time. There's special in there from King. Raven back in there. Special 1. Kinflint Sakumen back in there, jump attack, third special. Gonna block that, Raven back in. And yeah, we did a decent amount of damage, definitely not complaining about this amount of damage, but we could have done a little bit more with the Manta team. And maybe I could have played this a little bit better, but he's in range to get killed by whatever. I can even just wait until the paper refresh to kill him and kill him with Manta. I'll see about that. Now moving on the secondary account, I'm going to put this fight on 3x speed because first of all, I did not even want to introduce this fight in the video, but you might be like, well, Sigval, how did Martian Manhunter get damaged? Did you mess up and you were too ashamed to show us? Yes, this man always catches me off guard because he is just, he's not hard to combo interrupt, but he's not as easy as you would expect. There are 3 types of combo interruption. The one when you lean back on your chair, I mean if you're using a keyboard obviously, and just go like this. The one where you're a little bit focused, and the one where you are full focus and squeeze your butt cheeks. He's in the middle of the pack, but they started him off like this, just chilling, and I kept failing it. And it happens to me every single time I fight Martian Manhunter characters and I still haven't learned my lesson. So Dark Metal cards at level 3 will be used on the secondary account on all the damage dealers, except for Kinflint Sakumen when you use the Nora Snow Globe. And we're going to have level 3rd Nora Snow Globe and level 1 Nora Snow Globe. I mean, not really level 1 Nora Snow Globe, but look, I'm going to just say level 1 Nora Snow Globe for convenience purposes. I have a level 4 Cryo Battery that I'm using actually, but it literally gives the same amount of passive stats as the Nora Snow Globe. Why am I using that instead of the Nora Snow Globe? Because I want some characters to tank super move and then die and not get revived as a clone. It gives the same amount of attack, it doesn't have any useful passives, it's a garbage artifact. But I'm just using it because sometimes I just want people to die, okay? I don't want them to come back from the dead and me having to deal with the clone, putting a further tag in duration. So from this point on, I'm going to always mention level 3 Nora Snow Globe and level 1 Nora Snow Globe. That's not really the case, but it's the same outcome, basically. Another special one from Brainiac. And yeah, we're just second lethal here with Brainiac chilling. Collector back in there. Special 1. We have Red Hood for the time extension. Brainiac back in there, another special one. Camo Chopped again, another special one. 8 lethal stacks. Getting in there again, another special one, 9 lethal stacks. And yeah, there we go, we're fully stacked now. Now I wanted to tag Red Hood in there to tank the super move because that would have given him enough damage to trigger one of Collector's passive, but I did not have enough time, but it's fine. It doesn't matter that much. The Collector passive is something that it's good to have active, but you shouldn't go out of your way to activate it. I used super move with Collector, stole some power, gonna soon enough tag Red Hood as well. Just generating some more power. There we go, Red Hood is in there. And there we go, now we got to push him back to the corner again. I'm so happy that they removed that. So when Martian Mantra released, I mean not really, or Weston release, I'm not sure if he got to be a boss and still inflict that effect, but at some point, maybe even a boss did that, the special one would lock you into combat without getting hit by it directly. If you block the special one, he would still apply the debuff that locked you in combat. I think we did get to fight for one Sorry the boss that did that, and then it got fixed. Boy, that was so annoying and so zero counterplay. But yeah, now we get him in the corner, we're going to Camo Chopped him, hopefully not fail it though, hopefully not fail it. And we're going to just use their specials. Their special in there, 4 mil, not big performance, but again, we don't have that many passive stats here, so don't expect enormous amounts of damage. Our third special in there, 4 mil, that's reasonable. And yeah, I messed up. When I lose the combo from the third special, I don't mess up the combo interruption, but when the passive actually triggers and we keep the combo, I'm just fail the combo interruption here and piss on all that combo that we managed to keep. Just beautiful. Combo interrupt again. Combo interrupt again. With our third special. There we go. Combo interrupt again. Another third special in there. 5 mil, yeah, that's close to 5 mil, like 4.9, that's the highest you're ever going to see. Over here I'm using the special one to steal some power. There we go, get enough hours for another third special. Power generation is low in the last minute of the fight, last 30 seconds when you extend with Red Hood. Another third special in there. And yeah, I messed up at the end too. But the Collector fight all in all went well enough. And at this point, he's got 85 mil. I'll most likely need 2 more fights unless I use King, and I want to keep King for the, I think it's Bane final boss to deal some percentage health damage. So I'm gonna have to use 2 teams anyway, and I was just done with that man. So I resort to bullying Dr. Fate. I'm sorry, it had to be done. I needed some relief from all that suffering. So Dr. Fate is going to, I think, disable gears for Might characters, also extends your tagging cooldown, and I was like, okay, cool, we're not using Might characters, and we're not tagging in and out, what you're gonna do about it? Nothing, that's what I thought. We're using the League of Anarchy team with Harley. I'm gonna tag in and out a bit, to generate some power at the start, but not in general. EPI blocking that. Harley getting back in there, Joker is there to give us more dot damage, he amplifies the dot damage of the League of Anarchy characters. Swipe down there. Again, I'm not sure if Joker or Just League Flash would have been the better choice to get the most damage buff in this fight, but I plan to use Just League Flash as a separate team, as a damage dealer. He's a man of his own, so he'll not go with the ladies this time. Special 2 there. It's fine if he uses specials, I don't mind. He doesn't deal that much damage and it keeps him for a little bit longer from doing super move. We're going to have to tag out when he does the super move though. There we go, EPI tagging that super move like a champ, no trouble there. And here I'm gonna use the EPI third special to stop a stun for Harley, but I'm not sure that's worth it because that wasted power, almost worth of 2 Harley specials. But yeah, special 2 in there. We need to push him back to the corner because we need to be sitting on the Dark Cards area. And you might be like, oh, there's only 1 minute left of the fight and you barely scratched half of his health away. This is not gonna be a one-shot Sigvald. Nah, it's gonna be a one-shot. Trust me, in the last minute, We don't have to worry about super move, neither our own or his. We don't have to worry about not having enough power for the most part, because we're going to have higher power generation. This is where most of the damage is. Sometimes you can deal in the last minute of the fight more damage than you did in the first 2 minutes of the fights. A special 2 in there. Unlucky spawn for the Dark Metal Cards area because it's not gonna be beneath us. But yeah, we're getting close to the end of the video, so thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye. And yeah, I did the outro too early again. I mean, not that early. There we go. One more special 2 and he should be done. There we go. 3 taps, swipe right, 3 taps, and yeah. Thanks so much for watching again, and goodbye!
This is the future.